thank you all for being here. And now we'll pause for any questions.
Yeah, commissioners, but also sheriff, you obviously don't have direct oversight over, you don't have oversight over MPD. I'm wondering if either legislatively from the commission or in terms of policy from the sheriff, there will be anything you'll be doing going forward to ensure something like this never happens in the sheriff's office.
Yes, we actually have the chair of the Law Enforcement Committee, Commissioner Sugarman's here as well. Those will definitely be conversations we're going to have in our committee. We have to be proactive. Unfortunately, when tragedies happen like this, you have to implement policies and change in process procedures, and we'll be proactive about that.
Commissioner, the family of Tyre Nichols as well as Attorney Ben Crump, some of the protesters are calling for the Scorpion unit to be disbanded. Where does the commission stand when we all play any role?
We don't play any role in that. That's going to be up to the police department, obviously. The mayor and the city council will speak to that. We don't have that unit for the Shelby County Sheriff's Department, so we won't weigh in on that.
I think this question may be for DA Mulroy, but when it comes to the swift action, or basically action that was taken as far as the legality process of this, is this something that would be placed as a precedent for other cases like this one, even if it doesn't involve law enforcement?
Well, I believe that this particular case was extraordinary in terms of the public concern, the potential to undermine confidence in the fairness of the system, so therefore the need for transparency and quick transparency and real public safety concerns about what the public reaction would be if the video were actually released. So I think those extraordinary circumstances, justified expedited action. Now, obviously, we don't have the capacity to expedite every serious case. We have many serious cases. But when there are public safety concerns like this, then I think this demonstrates that both the TBI and the District Attorney's Office is able to move quickly when they need to. And particularly in those cases of officer-involved fatalities where you have those unique concerns about the need for transparency, restoring public confidence, public safety concerns, I think, as Ben Crump said today, that what the TBI did and what the DA's office did can serve as a blueprint for other jurisdictions around the country.
While you're up there, we know this is not the last of this case. There are 5 who have been arrested. Can you bring us up to speed about how this investigation is continuing with any other possible charges?
Well, I'm not sure what else I can say except that the investigation does in fact continue. It's an ongoing investigation, and everything that we did yesterday, or better put, nothing we did yesterday precludes the addition of other charges later on down the road. But as to the likelihood of that happening or the pace at which that will happen, that's the kind of thing that I really just can't talk about because it's an ongoing investigation and a pending prosecution.
But for the sake of transparency, can you at least share with us how many more people are involved in this investigation?
Well, no, for the same reason I just articulated. It's the kind of thing that it would not be appropriate for me to talk about with regard to an ongoing investigation and a pending prosecution. But I will say this. In a few hours, you'll be able to watch for yourselves a video recording of almost everything relevant that happened, almost from beginning to end. And then you'll be able to judge for yourselves, at least a lot of the people that were in some way, shape, or form involved in the incident.
Has there been any extra talks within your department on taking a look at policies or anything extra that you guys might be trying to do as far as training in light of this?
Yes, absolutely. Excuse me. Anytime an incident like this happens, and then we have policy review. We're CALEA certified, and this is a national organization that comes in and look at our policies and procedures and make sure we're doing the best practices. But anytime something like this happens across the country, you go back and you look and make sure that we're doing what our policies and procedures are saying, and that we're doing for our officers the best that we can do. I just think that anytime something like this horrendous incident occur, it makes any law enforcement agency head go back and look and make sure.
Sheriff Butler, I know you mentioned today that you guys are ready to protect and serve. Can you talk about how you're preparing for any potential protests or unrest? How are you guys?
Excuse me. Yes, we are prepared. We have officers that are standing by, if you will. And just had a conversation with DA Mulroy Look, Keller, we don't want to arrest anyone tonight, and as all of these speakers have said, we hope that the protest, if there's a protest, is done peacefully, but we cannot allow people to get hurt, property to be destroyed, and all in the name of Tyre Nichols, whose parents have said they didn't want that. They wasn't expecting that. So I just ask the public to respect the parents. I mean, when you talk about if anyone is hurting more than anyone in this community, it's this young man's parents. And again, I offer them condolences, and we just need to, the parents are even calling for peace. So I hope the public will listen. All of these elected officials that have been up at the mic this afternoon, we're all asking for Memphis to be a beacon, for Memphis to be the example. And we can do it. I have faith in this community. We can do it. So hopefully we have a peaceful night. Well, I know in talking with Matt Perry, the colonel at State Troopers, Tennessee Highway Patrol, I spoke to him about 9:30 this morning, and he was on his way downtown, down to Memphis from Nashville. He's going to be here. I think there are some extra troopers here around the county right now. I do not know about the National Guard. We did not call the National Guard.
I'm wondering for our two mayoral candidates, if you would address what you would do, if you would address and how you would address the scorpion unit if elected as Memphis city mayor.
Well, me personally, I don't think this is the appropriate time to talk about that. We should be focused on the job at hand tonight. I think there's plenty of time for us to talk about that in addressing the Scorpion Unit. I work for the county. I'm the sheriff, and I just don't think that this is an appropriate time to talk about that.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, officials there in Memphis, Tennessee, providing an update and urging community members to be calm tonight as we are expecting the release of the body cam footage showing the brutal beating of Tyre Nichols. Again, Nichols is the 29-year-old black man who died 3 days after a brutal beating that involved 5 former Memphis police officers. And you see his photo there on your screen. Now, that beating has been described as appalling, inhumane, and is even being described and compared to the Rodney King beating that happened back in 1991 in Los Angeles. Now, we'll have more on the investigation in 2 minutes.